Yo, what's up, guys? We back. Not live today. Just gonna do a little video, get you guys updated. So we got a lot of stuff going on today. So this is from Mikey Musamechi. It says UFC BJJ road to the title. Two teams, lightweight and welterweight, coached by bantamweight Mikey Musamechi. I wish they would use they're using the UFC weight scale, but I wish they would use the one we're used to, light feathers. The light featherweights. So you got Mikey versus Rewerson Gabriel. Premieres June 16th. It's going to be on daily. 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific time on YouTube. So, I'm going to be honest, man. They should not have picked Rewerson. I don't. They couldn't have picked nobody better. They should have picked me. Nah. But for real, they could have done. Just so you guys know, they already filmed all this stuff. It already happened. It's already over. The show's already over, so they can't release the results until the final of this thing. So they've already filmed this. But I wish they had picked someone more notable. Sorry to Harrison. Is that how we say his name? Harrison. The Portuguese got me, man. I understand this was during the World Championship, so you couldn't get Pato or Baby Shark or someone like that. They could have got Kyotera. They could have got Bruno Malfacine. They could have got somebody more notable. They could have got Gio Martinez. They could have got Gio. They could have got Eddie. They could have done more. And this is a reoccurring theme with the UFC. The UFC is not a good company, guys. We already know that. We did a story on Sean Strickland. He's talking about the guys aren't getting paid, and several other fighters. So, I mean, I understand it's a paycheck, but very short-sighted. UFC, you might be able to make a career in UFC, but you're gonna be chained. You're gonna be chained up to the UFC, and that's basically what Mikey is. He's basically chained. He chained himself to ONE FC, chained himself to UFC. I don't know how much money they're giving Mikey. Maybe $100,000, $200,000, $300,000. I don't know, but honestly, I want to see Mikey fighting better people and in the gi. So we're gonna read the posts. I think we're on Instagram today mostly. Mikey says, "I'm super excited to announce the start of UFC BJJ." At UFC BJJ. This is the start of the future of jiu-jitsu, and I'm so honored to be a part of this. This show that we filmed was so amazing, and I can't wait for you guys to watch it. Wasn't Mikey saying the same thing about ONE Championship? Wasn't he saying the same thing? You never heard Mikey say anything about what happened with ONE Championship? And I know he lives in Vegas, so it's easier to do this UFC thing, but I don't know if it is the future of jiu-jitsu. I don't know if CJI is the future of jiu-jitsu. I don't know if IBJJF is the future of jiu-jitsu. I can tell you IBJJF been around longer. While they haven't put as much back into the sport, UFC is kind of trying to come in, but who knows if it's for the best. So we're going to watch and see. Got some usual suspects in here. It says you guys need a welterweight and middleweight coach. I don't know why they did the bantamweights coaching the lightweight and welterweight. Mikey is, I don't know how he is as a teacher, but he is one of the best competitors we've ever seen, especially in America. Hopefully not the future of jiu-jitsu. At the moment, athlete pay is increasing in jiu-jitsu, and the UFC is notoriously underpays their fighters. We've been saying that. Okay, all this money might be going to Mikey. He might be getting $300,000, but you might be getting injured. You maybe you didn't do Worlds because you got injured at this thing. So, Dan Lucart made a good post about this. Like you go into these events, you don't know the rules, you don't know anything about this stuff, and then you get injured, and then your career is kind of sidelined. So, I'm not saying don't take these opportunities, guys, but I'm saying be smart. Dana White definitely don't care about you. You don't care about me. You don't care about Mikey. You don't care about Rewerson. You don't care about any of these athletes. That says, what about the other competitors that don't make the money? It should exist. More avenues to make money is better for everyone. But it's clear the UFC is trying to gobble up top athletes with exclusive contracts, and their goals are to try to take over and dominate the space. So we're seeing this with Mikey. We're seeing this with Fionn. We're seeing this with several athletes. If the UFC can pull these people away from ADCC, from IBJJF, they can kind of build their own thing. And, worst case, this falls apart. These guys are sidelined. Mikey's not fighting anybody. He's wasting the rest of his career. Fionn's not fighting anybody. She's wasting the rest of her career. I'm saying worst case, not best case. Worst case. I don't trust UFC. I don't trust Dana White. I don't trust UFC. I don't trust the people that run the UFC. I don't trust the organization that owns the UFC. I don't trust nothing over there. I'm jaded, guys. I'm no competitive BJJ specialist. However, I think BJJ would be more acceptable pay scale than MMA, as there's much less factors to count out, injuries, etc. So the 10-10 pay scale may work better, as they have a much faster turnaround without as much bodily impact. That does sound like it sounds better, but you still get your ligaments torn. That $10,000 to show and $10,000 to win ain't gonna cover your knee surgery you're gonna need later. Ain't gonna cover ain't gonna cover the concussions. You still taking concussions. People in jiu-jitsu, MMA, all these combat sports, these guys they're getting concussions. It says possibly, but tendons and ligaments get popped a lot more in BJJ than in MMA bouts, which require surgeries and long recovery times. Not to mention that pay is based on what spectators are willing to pay to watch a sport, and BJJ doesn't yet have the mainstream penetration, pause on that, to guarantee good pay for athletes under one promotion. It's definitely getting better. College wrestlers at the end of their careers now have the option to become BJJ athletes exclusively, rather than the old two avenues they had available to them, i.e. professional wrestling or MMA or, Olympics. It's getting better, but I think shows like CJI are going to push it mainstream. I think UFC knows this too, because they're adopting the CJI rule set now for their Fight Pass Invitationals. CJI rules are based on MMA, guys. Smart move. I hope they also adopt a pit, because the athlete sleeping out of bounds when they're in trouble is super. Isn't that copyright? That's kind of copyright infringing a little bit. It's a little. They basically copied. The UFC is basically copying CJI. That's going to be the title of this video, by the way, guys. UFC is copying CJI. So, do they not? They can't create nothing. They didn't create anything. They reused this format. They recreated the CJI pit and rule set. They got everything but Craig Jones. So why couldn't they get Craig Jones on here? And I gotta say, guys, I'm not liking that Claudia girl. She don't market well. This comes out next week, and they just started promoting this yesterday, June 5th, 6th or something. We should have known about this a month ago. Why is this girl in charge of stuff? So while I'm renting, we got my boy Nelson with I Hate Greg Souders, and Greg Souders wearing the I Hate Greg Souders t-shirt. What is that called? A wife beater or whatever? Muscle shirt. I need that. And we got Kevon over here. So I think we'll talk about it later. But this guy, Kevon, was on the show. Kevon, how'd you get on that show, bro? UFC announces launch of UFC BJJ. Again, Reverson, he won Pans. I believe he beat Baby Shark. Why didn't we have Baby Shark on the show? He was busy getting ready for Worlds. So I don't know if it was worth it, man. He should have gone and done Worlds and then used that momentum from Pans to win Worlds and then worried about the show. But a lot of times we get focused on you can't accept every opportunity. Some opportunities you gotta take, but some opportunities aren't really good for you. So this would have been a good year. He maybe could have made it to the finals of Worlds. I don't know what the UFC promised him. Maybe a possible match with Mikey. Sometimes these shows don't pay you at all, so you're just there. You take time off somehow and you're just there. says the first UFC BJJ event and reality show will feature Mikey Musumeci and Rierson. When people are like, "Who's Rierson?" That's kind of rough. They should have picked someone more notoriable. They could have picked Ryan Hall. I know he's injured, but they could have picked somebody, anybody. They could have picked Cobrinha. They could have picked anybody, bro. God, who's in charge of this stuff? Makes sense to announce grappling promotion during Pride Month. Yeah, that's true. Shout out to Pride Month. Cool. Strip John Jones. Okay, we don't care anymore. Nice. Glad Mikey's sticking to BJJ. Don't get me wrong. I think he could do really well in MMA, but he's a BJJ wizard. I don't think Mikey can't even see. He can't see the punches coming. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated. If it's on YouTube, I for sure will not stream none of that stuff, bro. So we got the lightweight cast. It's Keith Krikorian, Gianni Grippo, Kevon, Carlos Henrique. That guy's good. He fought my friend Jeffro. Danilo Moreira, Mauricio Rios, Isaac Doderline. Shout out to Isaac. Josh Cicernos. Welterweight, we got Andrew Tackett, Jason Nolf, Andy Varela, David Cesare, Elijah Carlton. Shout out to Elijah. I think he's 10th Planet. David Cesare. He's New Wave. Jason Nolf, New Wave. Andrew Tackett, Checkmat. Aaron Wilson, not sure. Austin Orenday at Lucas Lepre. Nathan Haddad, not sure either. Some of these are some good matchups. I just wonder, are all these guys doing the exclusive contracts? Like guys like Jason Nolf, Andrew Tackett, they should be doing. Josh Cicernos, Gianni Grippo, Keith Krikorian, they should be doing CJI. Shouldn't they be getting ready for CJI and not the UFC? It's the second reality show for Andrew Tackett. Yep, I was on one with him, so shout out to him. Does Tackett need to be on this show? Some of these guys too famous, and some of these guys not famous enough. I don't know. We'll see. I don't have faith in UFC. They can do a good show though. Says, are you doing CJI too? Hopefully he didn't sign the exclusive contract they've been getting everyone with. I think he did because he liked the comment asking, Andrew, they probably promised him $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 to be on this show, possibly. And a lot of times, they might make more money if they win CJI, but if you don't win, you get you maybe, well, he got some show money last time, but some of these guys always wanted to be on the UFC, in the UFC, on the UFC. So it's kind of their dream. So I can't shoot them too much. My only issue, that exclusive contract that kind of sidelines them forever. Exclusive contract, what I thought. Yeah, it's possible, guys. You won't see Andrew Tackett anywhere else. So I got all my stuff coming up. We'll see what's going on, man. Wrestling news, we got AJ Ferrari signed to Nebraska. So Nebraska, you guys know JB. JB's super famous from Nebraska. A lot of other people too. Can't name anybody off the top of my head right now. They did really well. I believe they took 2 or 3 divisions at the NCAAs this year. So he's going there. He was going to UNC, but I guess that didn't work out. So hopefully this works out in Nebraska. I don't know how many more years this guy can continue to wrestle in college, but we'll see what goes on. I believe he got third or fourth place this year at the NCAAs. So we'll see what happens with Mr. Fast Twitch. Mr. Fast Twitch. We got some retirements and a lot of retirements. We have Rosinski. You got Lomachenko. We got some wrestlers too. So Blessing from Nigeria, she's retiring. The Africa's first women's wrestling Olympic finalist, Blessing. I can't say her last name. Sorry, I'm not going to try. My Nigerian roots ain't kicking in. I can't even say the last name. Is the latest legend to hang up her boots. Since Paris 2024, we've had a ton of generational talent call it quits to move on to their next journey in life. Yes, we're sad that they're retired, but happy that we got to see them chase their dreams for so long. From the sport of wrestling, thank you. You got Evelina Nikolova from Bulgaria. We got Arsen from Argentina. Otogoro Takuto from Japan. Yasmin Adar Yigit from Turkey. Ep May. Where is she from? I don't know where she's from, guys. David Taylor, or you guys know David Taylor. We talk about David Taylor all the time. Jaden Cox. I think Jaden had more in the tank, guys. I'm not going to lie. I think David Taylor had more in the tank. I think Jaden Cox had more in the tank. Mijan Lopez, he need to retire. He 40 years old out there winning gold medals. Haji Alayev from Azerbaijan. Maria Stadnik from Azerbaijan as well. Rustam Askalov, Uzbekistan. Yeah, he was in there fighting too. Sabi from Azerbaijan. Okay. Taha Aku from Turkey. Zahan Belinuk from Ukraine. Yeah, I think he's in the government. Ayai Zarev, Kyrgyzstan. A lot of people retiring. So good luck, you guys, in your next part of your life. You know, it's tough. It's tough to keep going. It's tough to quit, and it's tough to keep going. So it's tough to start. It's tough to start. It's tough to keep going, and it's tough to quit. So that's life, you know. I'll keep fighting for you guys, whatever little bit I can do. NCAA's federal judge approves $2.8 billion settlement, paving way for U.S. colleges to pay athletes millions. So this is pretty big news. We got a lot of athletes going to be getting paid. A federal judge has approved a landmark $2.8 billion settlement in the House v. NCAA case, fundamentally transforming the landscape of collegiate athletics. This decision allows Division I schools to directly compensate student athletes, marking a significant departure from the NCAA's longstanding amateurism model. The settlement, finalized by U.S. District Judge Claudia Wilkin, resolves multiple antitrust lawsuits challenging the NCAA's restriction on athlete compensation. Under the agreement, schools can distribute up to $20.5 million annually to athletes, with that cap increasing over time. Additionally, the NCAA and major conferences will pay $2.7 billion in back damages to athletes who competed between 2016 and 2024. Some of you guys, maybe Jason Elf going to get a bag too. Was Jason Elf wrestling back then? Man, some of those wrestlers might get a little bit of a bag. This shift is expected to benefit high-profile athletes in revenue-generating sports like football and men's basketball. However, concerns have been raised about potential negative impacts on walk-on players and non-revenue sports as schools may adjust roster sizes and scholarship allocations. So you guys maybe don't know, but there's only so many in D1 scholarships that are available. And sometimes they overpromise and then they end up cutting people. To ensure compliance and fairness, a Deloitte-managed clearinghouse will oversee name, image, and likeness (NIL) deals exceeding $600, aiming to prevent excessive payments and maintain competitive balance. While this settlement makes a significant step toward athlete compensation, it also raises questions about the future structure of collegiate sports, including the Title IX compliance and potential need for federal legislation to provide uniform guidelines and antitrust protections. So anybody before 2016, well, you ain't getting that money apparently. I'm definitely in favor of college players getting paid, but I just wish they were a stronger regulatory framework in place. Right now, both the schools and the athletes seem vulnerable in a lot of ways. So we'll keep you guys updated. They got music.
Now we fight under May, and I'm really.
So shout out to homeboy over here, Marcio Andre. Where your hair go, Marcio? Marcio, what happened to you, bro? You used to be in shape. My man look old. He like 32. He might be 29 or 30 or something. He looked old. He lost his hair. He looked fat. He looked like he middle-aged. I guess I'm middle-aged too. I got my hair though. I'm going to grow this hair out some more, guys. I'll grow my hair back. Shout out to him. He's built a good team. In like 6 years, he's got people medaling at Worlds. So pretty impressive. Attack it. Here we go. You see the crew. Guys getting slammed, running up the wall. Isaac, I've never seen Isaac do no-gi. Hopefully he's okay. So you see they basically ripped off CJI. Got Mikey over here. Are you guys gonna be watching this? I might tune in a little bit. I'm too busy, bro. I got stuff to do. I got videos to make. We got Jalen over here.
How do you feel right now?
It's so surreal. You know, I've been dreaming of this. I've been competing in this pyramid since I was like 8, 9 years old. And to be here at the highest level, competing with such a big crowd, with such a new level of jiu-jitsu, it feels so amazing. I'm only 19 years old. This is my rookie black belt year, and I did it. The future is now.
The future is now, bro. What was the secret to you being able to come in here as a rookie black belt and get it done like this?
Hard work and the right people. You know, I have Cobrinha, I have everyone at Alliance Los Angeles on my back, and I have my family and my friends all supporting me in what I do. And just hard work ethic, and discipline got me to where I am today.
Tell me about that finals fight. You're facing the returning world champion,
yes,
obviously a super tough guy. Mm-hmm. How did that fight go? What was the difference for you to win?
Yeah, so I fought Bebeto at Pans. You know, he's always super tough. I knew I had to use a little bit of strategy because, you know, these guys are the top guys. And I think I was still able to show a bunch of jiu-jitsu. I went for a bunch of submissions. Even if they were in close attempts, I was still going for them the whole fight. And yeah, got to the top.
I know you're somebody who's super proud of your heritage, Filipino boy.
Yes,
talk to me about winning a world title, for Filipino people, being an inspiration like that. Tell me about that.
That's huge. I think I'm one of the first Filipinos to win worlds, so it's huge and I'm representing it on my back, so it's huge to support my culture, and I'm glad to represent at the top.
What's next for you?
Just enjoy this with my friends, my family, and then figure it out after this.
Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
You know, going over some of the other...
Shout out to Jalen. You know, he's super young. Cobrinha's new son, I've been calling him. Representing Philippines. I do want to shout out to Alex Enriquez. She was the first Filipino I know of that won Worlds. Maybe there might be some other ones, but she won Nogi Worlds, beating Adele Fornarino 2022, 2023, 2024, one of those years. But yeah, shout out to Jalen. He's out there doing his thing too. So Cobrinha's new son, the future. We've got Nicholas Margali. He says after 10 months and 4 surgeries, he's finally getting back to the mats and slowly rebuilding his health. It's been 10 months. Yeah, it was last ADCC. He stayed positive and despite everything, appreciated life the same way, developing skills and finding new paths to impact his future with full commitment and passion. The Margali.com website will launch in the coming weeks, and our team has crafted a solid starting point to welcome all of Margali's supporters. No comments yet. I'm gonna be honest. Margali needs to go back to the gi. You know what? He would still be beating. He would be beating Eric Munez. I mean, he's made the push to no gi. He's made the push to no-gi, but I don't know. He's definitely a trendsetter in the gi, especially with his Deep De La Riva X in the gi. No-gi, I don't know. No-gi's just weird. We got a post by Sinistro. So we're gonna go through this post. It's pretty long. I'm gonna read it though. You guys know I put in time and effort. I'm not sure about these other people. It says, my name is Francisco Itelarade. I hope I maybe messed that up. I've been practicing jiu-jitsu since I was 7 years old. We're going to zoom in for you guys. Yo, there we go. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not good. I've been practicing jiu-jitsu since I was 7 years old. Now I'm 33. Currently, I'm an instructor, business owner of a jiu-jitsu academy, husband, father, and friend to over 100 of my students and leader to affiliated gyms in Mexico and Texas besides my academy in California. I grew up training under my brothers. He got to explain where he's coming from. To whom it may concern. Yeah, this is a long post, but guys, it will pay off to read it. I grew up training under my brothers and my professor in my hometown city of Guayaquil, Ecuador. At the age of 19, I was an excellence in the sport as I achieved 5 world championships in my color belts. By the time I was 19, I was offered a job position teaching in New York City under Professor Fabio Clemente, who was the first ever jiu-jitsu teacher and business owner or academy owner in the city of New York. After being with him for a few years, I ended up moving to California, training under Professor Cobrinha, where I sharpened my skills and made it to be one of the top 5 lightweight competitors of my generation. It was a lot of hard work and sacrifice, and all of my experiences then helped me become the instructor and the person I am now. After living in Los Angeles and training under Master Cobrinha and his team, achieving many medals and titles, I decided to take a break from competition and focus on my true passion, which is teaching. Not just teaching competitors or kids who want to excel in jiu-jitsu the way I did, but actually teaching parents, families, and people who just need to de-stress and have fun with the art of jiu-jitsu. Man, this is long. I grew up training in a family environment with friends and siblings all around me on the mat. So when I started teaching full-time, I wanted to replicate this camaraderie that I was brought up training and give people a fun environment, free of ego, and a place where they can be safe, train, have fun with jiu-jitsu, and enjoy the art. That's when I moved to San Diego and took a job at Del Mar Jiu-Jitsu, where I taught classes for 3 years. During the end of my time teaching there, in December of 2017, that was a long time ago, dang. One of the worst tragedies I experienced in my life happened. The accident. Jack was an incredible athlete. Can you guys see me? Where am I? Moving around my chair, guys. I'm sorry. I keep moving. I'm terrible, guys. I keep moving. Jack was an incredible athlete. He had over a decade of wrestling experience and about 4 years of jiu-jitsu experience. You guys can tell I'm tired. He medaled in many tournaments, winning his weight and absolute divisions and showing extreme skill and aggressive style when competing. Jack's style and technique showed that he was a lot more skilled than the average white belt. He competed. Is there more? Dang it. Jesus. You guys better like this video if I read all this stuff. He competed against. His vast experience in wrestling made him a very skillful grappler and way beyond the level of the average white belt. While we were practicing jiu-jitsu, my student Jack and I were in a sparring session. I was attempting a back take, and Jack attempted a Granby roll, which is a wrestling move to escape the back take. As a result of the exchange of techniques, a tragic accident happened, and he hurt his cervical spine. You hurt his cervical spine. Sinistro, you hurt his move. To be honest, it was the move. The guy moved wrong, but Sinistro went for a, kind of like a Leo Vieta kind of flipping over move. And the guy was, spazzing out. The guy with 20 years of experience spazzed out. So it was like the perfect accident, basically. But, Sinistro's got to take some accountability for that, I know he can't, legally it doesn't really matter, but, him doing the move, it was not the appropriate move. And then the guy did not react appropriately either. He got a crazy white belt, obviously. That's why the guy was still a white belt. And so really tragic accident happened. Though he went through a really difficult time initially, thanks to God, he recovered and is now is proof of a miracle and an inspiration for everyone who has gone through such an injury. He's climbing mountains, racing bicycles, and continues to inspire all who have been injured during jiu-jitsu or any other combat sport. There is video footage of the incident that anyone can watch to see for themselves what happened. What is being said publicly is mostly assumptions for media and sensationalist websites trying to clickbait and make this accident look like an intentional freak or malicious event. It was actually a tragic freak accident. Any grappler or fighter's worst nightmare. I do not believe anyone would do this on purpose, especially not someone who trains jiu-jitsu and knows the importance of camaraderie and love for training. Well, man, you should have done that move. You should not have done that move. Following the accident, I was forbidden to talk or have any contact with my student Jack. This goes against my nature, especially when any of my students get bumped or hurt. I truly care about them, follow up with them the same day and the next day to make sure they are okay, and I do everything I can to help them with their injuries. I've been on the receiving end of injuries myself, and my training partners have always been amazing to me whenever I got hurt. That's the least expected whenever you get hurt at jiu-jitsu. Friends and partners check on you, take you to the hospital, and make sure you're fine, and you'll be helped if you need anything at all. Right after the injury, I was forced by my employer to stay at the gym and continue teaching classes. Well, he got hit with a big bill, the guy that owned the school. I was a nervous wreck. I was scared of teaching. I was scared of sparring. I didn't even know if I could continue training jiu-jitsu. I couldn't believe that the art I loved so much could, in a split second, cause something so tragic. It broke my heart. I thought I was never going to be able to teach, train, or compete in jiu-jitsu again. I was truly traumatized. Well, you and the dude were traumatized. Soon after, I had to quit my job as an instructor at Del Mar Jiu-Jitsu. I couldn't teach. I felt sick every time I stepped on the mats. This was 100% trauma inflicted by the accident, and how powerful the impact was on my psyche. Since I was forbidden to reach out and talk to Jack because we were informed that a lawsuit was going to be filed and communications were restricted to lawyers, I had to accept and do as they instructed. If I didn't, I would have been left alone in the legal battle and completely liable. I purchased a book called Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind, hoping to somehow help Jack find peace in his mind during this tragic time, but my employer interfered in the delivery of the book. It was not allowed. The insurance company lawyers forbade me from any contact with Jack or his family as they were handling the defense. I had no choice but to follow orders and move on with my life. Thanks to Clark Gracie, who convinced me to keep teaching, I was able to find some hope. If it wasn't for him, I might have quit jiu-jitsu completely. Clark opened the doors of his studio, trusted me, and gave me classes to teach. I taught there for 3 years before opening my own studio, continuing my mission with my students. The trial was not justice. I find it ironic that justice and law are not the same. Plaintiff lawyers tried to prove I was reckless, pushing Jack beyond his limits. They manipulated evidence and prevented us from showing Jack's wrestling expertise, his prior tournament experience, and other signs of his skill. Despite being a white belt, Jack was a highly skilled grappler with great technique and physicality. Because the lawsuit was for a large sum, I'm sure many were interested in profiting from it. Judges, lawyers, and others. Some Gracies, too. Some Gracies. I ain't named no names. I just said some Gracies were trying to profit. The insurance companies, allegedly. The insurance companies left me thinking that if they lost, I would be liable for the full amount. Well, $58 million? You don't have $58 million. Who's got $58 million? So I was forced to stay quiet and say only what they allowed. During the trial, plaintiff lawyers lied about me, suggesting my nickname implied recklessness. His nickname is Sinistro, which means sinister. Not the best nickname to defend yourself with. They fabricated claims that this wasn't the only lawsuit against me, which is false. Injuries have happened over my years in jiu-jitsu, as with anyone, but we always checked on each other and helped each other recover. Lawyers painted me as a terrible human being, which is not true. I am a caring instructor and father. I have been a vegetarian for over 10 years, and I cannot. Well, I don't know. Does being a vegetarian make you a good person? And I cannot imagine harming any living being except for that dude. I've never done anything violent in my life. To me, jiu-jitsu is a sport and a lifestyle, not fighting. It is about bonds and community. Because of objections and trial procedures I did not understand, I was unable to defend myself fully. You should have had a lawyer. The trial was set up so that I would be found liable. Not only I, but also the studio and insurance companies were ordered to pay $52 million to the plaintiff. Jesus Christ. Thank you for taking the time to read my side of the story. In the last year or so, I have been the victim of constant harassment, internet trolls messaging me, people calling my phone and leaving threatening messages, wishing me the worst, and saying they will make me pay for what happened. I hope that those who took the time to search my personal information and contact me with ill wishes will also take the time to read this statement and understand this other side of the story. I believe many have fallen for clickbait that is wrongfully and sensationally simplistic, designed just to get more views or attention, but the truth is different. This is the truth. told by the person who lived it. I love you all, jiu-jitsu community. Jiu-jitsu has given me the greatest purpose in my life, and I will keep giving back to this art until my last breath. Os. So yeah, it was a bad accident, man. This could have happened to anybody. So we got some more guys that were on the show. We got Isaac over here, Carlos Enrique. He's been fighting some of my boy Jeffro. We got Gianni Grippo. Some really good high level guys.
Bat years ago.
Oh.
We got Kayla Harrison. Can't play the music. You guys know Kayla Harrison, Olympic gold medalist for the USA in judo. Shout out to her. Most accomplished female judoka, actually most accomplished American judoka that I know of. So she's interviewed by DC, Daniel Cormier. Well, we can't listen to it anyway. The music, man. Got another one of my wrestlers, Alex. She's fighting Amit.
Them folded and even packed.
Music. So she's showing us how to pack some gear. She getting ready for Final X. Hopefully I can get out there. I don't know. I've been spending too much money. So we'll see. I want to get out there. It's next week. It's the same day as the tournament. So we'll see, guys. She packing up. She getting ready to go to Dirty Jersey. Come on, girl. She married though. I can't holler at her, guys. I'm sorry. Good luck, Alex. So it says Felipe Pena had to withdraw from the Who's Number 1 28 due to injury, and his match against Luke Griffith will be postponed to a later Who's Number 1 card. So no more Luke Griffith match, and that's next week. We got the weigh-in, so I guess this is what I wanted to show you guys. So this is the girl going to be fighting Kayla, and this is at 135, guys. Kayla, she a big girl, so she had to cut a lot of weight. You can tell looking at her face. She's not happy. The other girl looking a lot more happier, a little happier. Kayla looking like, come on, God. So yeah, rough weight cut for her. She made. Thank you, God. She's an athlete, man. She's an athlete. 1 in a million athlete. We got Helena here. She got music.
In storing the electronics. And
She's over here. What is she doing? Danaher's daughter. What's up, Danaher's daughter? She over here promoting UFC. So UFC's trying to get everybody. They're trying to get all the girls, all the guys. We'll see what happens. Helena, she over here playing with toys. I don't think I should even be watching that. Gotta have a seat over here. We got a main character. They're going to Miami. Going to Miami. You got Wagner Hosha's son, Achilles Hosha versus is that guy that I thought he was taller. Lucas Lira. So they both are in Miami. Got this dude, I forget that guy's name. The Jamaican dude. That be with all the Nogi girls, all the 10 Planet girls. So this is coming up tonight, I believe. I don't know. So it's for 205. That kid has gotten big, bro. 205. They had to show off. They at the beach. Shout out to Miami, bro. They got they can go to the beach. Here's the main card over here. Lucas Hosha versus Lira. Are they both named Lucas? Are they both their names Lucas? Achilles, not Lucas Hosha. Achilles Hosha and Lucas. And you got Bernales versus Pun. I think this is the girl that trains at Danaher's spot. Some more people I don't really know. That doesn't mean they're not popular or anything. Just I don't know anybody. Seems to be more of the local crew. All the people from Florida. My crazy Florida people. We got Barbosa. He's signing something over at Flow Grappling. Can't play that music. Hulk is back. What is Hulk doing? CJI? Who's number 1? Oh, yeah. He doing Who's number 1. So I guess Hulk gave up on fighting MMA. So, good luck to him. We got 2026 Euro set for Lisbon. Man, I need to make it out there. I need to make some more money, guys. Go ahead and donate to the channel so I can go to Europe. I promise I won't waste that money there. I'll go out there fighting. 2026 Euros set for Lisbon, Portugal, obviously. The date and location for the 2026 Euros are officially Lisbon, Portugal will host the IBJJF Major. So that's the first tournament of the year. It kind of sucks, but it hits in January, so you can't gain too much weight. You gotta do that camp. You do Christmas, New Year's, training camp, Euros, and you gotta run. You gotta run. And that's gonna be the 15th to the 24th of January, guys. So hopefully I can get out there. You guys want to see me out there? Go ahead and give some money to the show. Give some money, guys. This stuff's expensive. All these tournaments, bro. I can only afford to do gi. I can't afford to do no gi. We in a recession, guys. I can't even do no gi no more. For IBJF, it's too expensive. We got a little post from Nia. You guys don't know Nia. She's kind of a mainstay of the UK grappling. She says 16 years on the mat, from 5 years old in a gi to turning 21 next week. There were so many moments I could have quit, but every year the sport gave me something new, a challenge, a friendship, a place to grow. Jiu-jitsu didn't just shape how I move, it shaped who I am, thanks to the people, the places, and the lessons that kept me here this long. And somehow it still feels like the beginning. So yeah, that's her. If you're in the UK, you probably heard of her. I'm not going to go through it, but she got the whole family training. I got my boy Christian. Shout out to Christian. She over there training, trying to make it. Yeah, my advice to Nia, just surround yourself with good people, Surround yourself with good people. Maybe do some camps. I feel like she would do well at Atos. Maybe Atos camp, somewhere with some bigger girls. I know Atos got some bigger girls. That's the only place I can think of right now. Maybe go train with Gabrielle. Go train with girls like her. Go to Brazil. She should go to Brazil, train with Gabrielle and some of those big Brazilian girls. We got Mikey over here.
There, and Harrison Gabriel is the 2025 Pan Am's champion. He actually beat the best guys that were supposed to fight Mikey this year, and we brought these two together to coach the show, and they did amazing.
Talking.
The show was so exciting.
Who are the coaches going to be for this?
So Mikey Musumeci,
Of course.
4 times world champion, and he's over there. And Harrison Gabriel is the 2025 Pan Am's champion. He actually beat the best guys that were supposed to fight Mikey this year, and we brought these two together to coach the show, and they did amazing. The show was so exciting.
So guys, that's Claudia. I don't think she's doing a good job of marketing. She didn't do a good job. She didn't do a good job of marketing the Theon match. She didn't do a good job of marketing this thing. Yeah, I don't know. Well, she's a UFC fighter. What does she know about marketing? I'm not saying you got to get an education, but maybe put somebody with some skill in this position. Yeah. Since when did Claudia Gadelha become the voice of jiu-jitsu? I don't know. Never seen her in any BJJ tournaments in 10 years. Dana White is tripping here. Like making Damian Maia the voice of Glory Kickboxing. Yeah, basically. Why? They don't want this to succeed, because if they did, they would put someone there that knows what's going on. Is this tonight? No, that's 9 hours ago. Oh, is there a UFC in Jersey? I think all these guys are here for the jersey. They can't all be on one team, but got the Tackett Bros, Rewerson, and Mikey. I don't know, man. We got a Gen Z boy. He been on everywhere lately.
Two athletes need to be so thankful that there's barely money in the sport, especially you big guys. If the NFL caliber athletes were consistently taking jiu-jitsu seriously, we'd all be so completely screwed. Like, a lot of people will never fathom the amount of strength that, elite professional athletes have just normally. Like, the people that I had to grow up around, especially on my dad's side of the family, they would be repping 225 on bench press for, 30 reps just normally. Barely lifting, eating McDonald's as a diet. It's actually ridiculous. But I swear, if the freaks of nature athletes decide to come into jiu-jitsu, oh boy, we are all screwed. Oh, if you got to the end of this video, be sure to like and follow, please.
My man be looking like he's smoking up before he does these videos. He's pretty good. We've seen him a little bit. He Gen Z. He posted on social media. So if you guys want to check him out, BJJ Struggles. I support the young guys. Am I following him? Let me give you a like, bro. Like and follow. There we go. So he doing it, man. Is he from somewhere? Trinidad and somewhere. So he's an island boy. Shout out to him, man. I like seeing the brothers out there. Jason Nolf is out there. He's competing too, guys. He signs with UFC BJJ. Jason Nolf, what are you doing, bro? Don't sign the exclusive contract, Jason Nolf. How much did they give him? Jason Nolf, why isn't Jason Nolf wrestling? Jason Nolf, you should be wrestling, bro. You did really good at the Olympic trials last year. Man, come on. 2028, go for one more Olympics. Don't worry about this crap. Don't worry about this UFC crap. Go for the Olympics, bro. Kyle Dake's getting old. It's your shot, bro. Come on. You're 29 years old, man. Come on. You got one more. Come on, go out there. Go win a world title, bro. He should be at Final X. I feel like he gave up too early, He gave up too early, man. 3-time NCAA champion Jason Nolf is competing in UFC's new BJJ series. Who cares about you competing in BJJ? Go to wrestling, bro. Road to the title beginning June 16th for a chance at the inaugural welterweight title. The first UFC BBJ event will take place on the 25th of June during UFC International Fight Week. So I think this is a waste for Jason Nolf. This was a waste for anybody that could have won Worlds, Isaac or any of those guys. It was kind of a waste for him. It's a waste for Jason Nolf to be out there. Speaking about some talent, we got some guys signed up for 2025 Asian Championship. I wish I could go out there. I think it's next week too. Man, maybe one year I can go out there, bro. I went in 2016, but the funds ain't been the same. Plus COVID. So man, maybe one day I can get back out there. If you guys want to see me out there, go ahead and donate to the channel. It's a difficult time period now. It's hard to get out there to Asia. It's hard to get out there to California sometimes. I've been on the East Coast, man. I've been just camping out on the East Coast. It's hard to get over the West Coast and do the stuff over there in Vegas or Cali or wherever else. We got a kid over here training, man. You guys get a little cut on your boo-boo, cut on your finger, little boo-boo on your finger. You can't train. Look at this dude out here. I don't think he should be out there. He look like Xavier, my boy Xavier. He look like my boy Xavier out there with the cast on. So he doing it, man. Do what you can. We got some Reddit real fast. I'm getting tired, guys. It's been an hour. This is supposed to be easy day. Ooh, they just posted another video. Maybe I'll go back to that in a little bit. So UFC, it says UFC pit Octagon for BJJ road to the title show. They just ripped off completely. CJI. It says dang, Karate Combat better get some money. More like Yama pit fighting. It's different enough that they will get away with it. I mean, it's clearly inspired by the pit. Man, it's just the octagon. It looks stupid. It looks like a play area for kids. It looks dumb. I'm not gonna lie. It looks dumb. Craig's losing his mind right now. The pit was Karate Combats. Didn't he have to call it to Ally for a bit to avoid their copyright? No, they have a shared patent. It's not shared, but it's licensed to CJI. You can't copyright a shape. Maybe the exact dimensions, but canvas with angled sides, no way. The UFC has a trademark on the term octagon and using a cage with 8 sides. It's why Bellator had a circle and PFL has 6 sides or 10 sides. And that there are such European organizations which have octagons as their name and uses the cage with 8 sides. So it's only in America. If a pit is a good idea for the sport, wouldn't you want it to be used more in other promotions, or is it just that he's trying to trademark it? I think he does have a trademark and patent on it, but since this is 8-sided, I don't know if it will stand up in court or not. Maybe in the future, every organization will just have pits with different numbers or sides. Get ready to see the greatest grappling match of all time in the Dodecon. Yes, this is like the UFC trademarking the octagon. I don't want to read anymore, but yeah, it looks like they ripped it off completely, and it looks dumb. I'm not a big fan of UFC. You guys haven't noticed. So yeah, well, exactly what we've been talking about the show. Says Dana liked CJI that much, eh? Probably saw the metrics for CJI. It must have been good numbers to justify a reality show for grappling. They say the numbers were huge, but he isn't Craig. It says based off of old Yama Pit fighting shows. I don't know what that is, but maybe we'll look it up. They ripped it off for somewhere else? Oh, there we go. So it's like a pit with a cage. Oh, that looks pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Says something I liked about Tough is the coaches were usually pretty balanced. No disrespect to the other guy, but I can't imagine anyone would want to be on his team simply because Mikey is one of the best ever technically. Yeah, but many people can't stand the way he teaches. To me, he's like Marcelo, where he's trying his best to communicate how he sees the positions, but man, I have tried this stuff and can't get it to work at all. I spent weeks on his reverse De La Hiva and was more lost than when I started. He teaches better in person. Yeah, a lot of people don't like Mikey's teaching style. It's just how it is, man. Also, the other guy seems to have only competed in the gi, yet is coaching a no-gi comp. Oh, that's a big downside there. Some of the competitors are better and more credentialed than no-gi. Some of the guys competing are better than the coaches. I mean, they're the same age. Like Tackett. Tackett should have been the coach. It says, you're forgetting to recognize how annoying Mikey is. Maybe they'll get Mr. Hyde version of Mikey where he says he gets upset. Yeah, maybe. If they get Mikey riled up, it's violent, it's crazy, it's scary. Mikey, not the best marketer either, unfortunately. Jiu-Jitsu people aren't very outgoing, outspoken. I mean, Craig Jones is the best that we offer, and I mean that's basically terrible. Craig Jones is the best we got, and that's like I wouldn't want him representing us on, mainstream, anything mainstream. It says nothing will beat the BJJ Kumite from 2013. Yeah, this format has been done. I'm tired of this format. It's on YouTube if you guys want to see. It's on BJJ Kumite. It's on YouTube, BJJ Kumite. So what's the pay? Considering MMA fighters in the UFC get absolutely messed over money-wise, what are they offering the BJJ athletes? A medal and official partner of the UFC. I mean, I don't think they're gonna pay these guys that much. They don't pay the UFC. They don't pay the UFC fighters that much, so they're probably gonna pay the grapplers a lot less. Unfortunately, but these guys gonna continue to sign up for it. World-class athletes in the IBJJF pay for the privilege of competing, so the bar is not very high. Right, putting these dudes in a spot where they can showcase their talent to a wider audience and have people learn who they are and excited to tune in to see them compete is a good thing. ADCC ain't exactly balling out to the 10th ranked dude either. Says, Dana White says this all the time. Fighting in the UFC is an opportunity. He figures if you are an MMA fighter, you can build a brand off your UFC appearances. So that's his excuse for low pay. Says no pushback. On the flip side, he's not necessarily wrong either. I don't think that worked back when you could get sponsors, but you can't get sponsors in the fighting in the UFC while you're fighting. It's unfair to say that being a UFC caliber fighter brings with it more opportunity for personal branding than Bellator, Strikeforce, PFL, Affliction, King of Cage, or any other. My point, though, is the BJJ orgs aren't exactly knocking it out at the park as far as developing stars or even an individual brand. They put out one-off shows that no one knows exist, and only diehards know who's competing on them. Well, we didn't even know about this. To be fair and to be honest, only a fraction of people like watching BJJ. Of those that do, they are mostly practitioners. I'm going to say the majority of practitioners don't even watch BJJ. It's boring. Let's face it. I watched CJI because it was a different format and on YouTube. While it was good, I wouldn't sit down on a regular basis to watch it. Sporting events are on specific times people need to plan ahead of. There's a lot of competition when it comes to that, to what you can watch on TV. I don't see BJJ being a big UFC thing and more of it's another thing on Fight Pass, so it's good value. Most likely there will be the reality TV treatment, aka fake drama. Says I don't know. I can't even name a power slap competitor. Paige Van Zant. We talked about her, who donated their brain cells for God knows how many minutes of fame, and they most likely get more casual fans views than men rolling around on padded mats. That's bad. If jiu-jitsu can't even beat a power slap, just go ahead and cancel this stuff. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I don't want to read more. I'm tired. It says Greg Sauter's $99 ecological instructionals are if they're bashing instructionals. Greg Sauter's 99. Oh, shout out to Alex. Greg Sauter's $99 ecological instructionals after bashing instructionals in the past. So, you know, Reddit coming after you, bro. Says I've been trying to tell people that's why I don't sell anything. That's why I don't have any DVDs. That's why when BJJ fanatics approached me multiple times, I said no. The thing is, you're asking for a plug-and-play method that I know won't work. I'm sorry, but I'm a principled guy, and this stuff is hard to learn. It says for reference, Sauter's originally inspiration, Dr. Rob Gray has a book, How to Be an Ecological Coach. I was able to buy it for $9, and it's still available for the Kindle at the price $19.99. If you want the audiobook or paperback copy, I didn't know that was a thing. So you don't need Greg Sauter's. Go to the main guy. Go to the doctor guy. A key detail about Gray, his sport of expertise is baseball. The video is Sauter's original student Alex cannot explain the ecological approach. Shout out to Alex. I used to teach that girl. Do I get some notoriety because I taught her a long time ago? Probably not. So she couldn't explain the ecological approach in her own words after winning no-gi black belt worlds. The method is excessively obtuse, and gives gatekeeping vibes. You guys like all these freaking dudes. You guys take pictures. You guys like them better than me. I'm okay. You guys go to Greg Sauter's. I don't go to Greg Sauter's. He could be your new daddy, jiu-jitsu daddy. The drip is doing your own research. Yeah. So, let's read some of this. It says guy that spent years at Lloyd Irvin seems to be using guerrilla marketing to make a name for himself and cash in. I'm shocked. Yeah, Lloyd was great at marketing for jiu-jitsu, definitely. Essentially, at every turn, making himself be the guru for using CLA and BJJ. His way or it sucks. Despite no formal education in that realm, operating a gym in a pretty competitive market, DMV, and yet he and his gym weren't super known despite being open for years and years, jumping on any podcast that will take him, flooding the space with Greg's views while downplaying or crapping on other, I guess I can say that, crapping on other methods. Then all of a sudden his gym is a destination gym. He's a sought-after coach. He's running around the seminar circuit, now selling instructionals after crapping on instructionals. Nothing to see here, folks. In the words of Ron Burgundy, heck, I'm not even mad. That's amazing. So, yeah, it sounds like he's doing some marketing, guys. You guys fall for the marketing. I'm falling for the marketing, but I mean, I'm not gonna have him on my show. That's just life, man. You guys love the worst marketers out there. It says I feel like an idiot for never connecting his Irvin vibes. You know, I don't hate Lloyd Irvin. Yeah, some of you guys don't have good stories. Says I met Greg back when he was a purple belt before the huge. I didn't meet him. Before the huge Lloyd Irvin shakeup breakdown, he replaced our coach who Lloyd didn't like. Greg was always a good guy, never did me or anyone around us wrong in any way. He's a passionate and highly opinionated dude, but I think he's put a tremendous amount of work into everything he does, so he feels he has the right. He defending him. That's your boy. Yeah, I'm tired. If you guys want to support Greg Souders, go buy his DVD. Buy my DVD. Let's see. I just saw something, guys. Can I pull it up? So I just saw this. Got Uriah Faber training with Kevon at Bodega. The guys over there doing their pull-ups. Tackett, man. Tackett on there hanging on. Where's the rolling at? Got William Tackett over there rolling. Is that William Tackett? He looking skinny. That's not William Tackett. It's somebody else. Actually, that might be William Tackett. That is William Tackett. Andrew Tackett. He over there training with Uriah Faber, I think. Did we miss it? Mikey and Kevon. Kevon getting swept, obviously. About to get leg locked. Mikey locked or something. Man, the Tackett bros look a lot older than they are. They got the full beard. They like 23. I thought there was one of them rolling. I could have sworn. I don't see it. I thought it was I just saw the video, man. What happened? Man, I swear I just saw the video, guys. I don't see it now. Oh, I don't see it. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm looking for it. I just saw it, bro. Oh, it's the one where he's here. I had to look at it longer. It's the one where he's doing the pull-ups. He's got music. They're doing pull-ups. Tackett over there doing it. They living their best life, man. I'm happy for them. So you got William Tackett over there rolling with Uriah Faber, taking the back and everything. I kind of wanted to see Tackett. I want to see the Tacketts going into the gi. You think the Tacketts could win worlds? They're still young. They should go. They should try it. You know, they're the only no-gi guys that could do. Why isn't Greg Souders training? He's Mikey over there training. How old is Greg Souders, bro? Is he old? He might be old. He might be my age. I get it. He's a coach. You guys love him, man. Let's see. I think he is older though. Yeah. Listen. So the Corby Bros trained somewhere else. They trained somewhere else before they got there. Alex, she trained with a lot of people. She trained at Alliance. She trained at a ton of different schools. 1984. He 41 years old or something like that. Man, he trained at a lot of... Even Greg Souders trained at a lot of schools. So, all right, man. You guys... I'm done, man. You guys do whatever you want. I'm tired. Can't be yelling at you guys all day. You guys like this video? Donate to the channel so we can go to Brazil, so we can go to Asia, etc., etc. So that's it, guys. I'm tired. See you guys soon.